Welcome to a Legendarium special about a sweet history of ice cream. In this episode, we will trace ice cream's history from its beginnings as a delicacy enjoyed only by the rich to something eaten by just about everybody. Today, ice cream appears in shops around the world, having spread from Europe to the Americas and then around the world. In Japan, one can eat eel, oyster, and shrimp-flavored gelato. Vendors in India serve black peppercorn-flavored ice cream. Puerto Rican vendors serve ice cream in rice, bean, carrot, corn, and avocado flavors. Ice cream's origins are known to reach as far back as the 7th century BC, although no specific date of origin nor an inventor has been credited with discovering ice cream. We know that Alexander the Great enjoyed snow and ice flavored with honey and nectar. Biblical references speak of King Solomon of Israel consuming ice drinks during the harvest season. And during the Roman Empire, Emperor Nero often sent runners into the Apennine Mountains for snow, which was then flavored with fruits and juices. To make sure his ice did not melt before it entered his banquet hall, Nero's cooks held it in ice houses, deep pits covered with straw. Such desserts remained popular throughout the medieval era, mainly in Italy, where many nobles lived close to the Apennine Mountains where their men could harvest ice. Of course, ice cream did not appear in Europe alone. The emperors of the Tang dynasty ate a frozen milk-like confection made with cow, goat, or buffalo milk heated with flour. Camphor, an aromatic substance harvested from evergreen trees, enhanced the texture and flavor. Cooks then placed the mixture into metal tubes and lowered them into a pool of ice until they froze. A popular legend tells of Marco Polo returning to Italy from his long journey across Asia with a recipe that closely resembled modern-day sherbet. Arab aristocrats whom Polo likely encountered chilled drinks flavored with cherry, pomegranate, or quince juice. From Italy, so-called cream ice slowly spread as the Italians brought the dessert with them wherever they traveled. In Paris's first cafe, a Sicilian named Francesco Procopio created a recipe which blended milk, cream, butter, and eggs. He served it at Il Procope in 1686, and his establishment became a meeting place for many famous intellectuals, including Benjamin Franklin, Victor Hugo, and Napoleon Bonaparte. The cafe introduced gelato, or Italian sorbet, to the French public in small porcelain bowls that resembled egg cups. French chefs experimented with their own creams, which they called fromage. One early recipe for French fromage includes cream, sugar, and orange flower water stirred with ices to bring in air and create a fluffier texture. It is not surprising that wealthy Europeans brought their favorite treat with them when they began colonizing North America. A few vendors popped up here and there, selling ice cream to notables who gathered at the governor's mansions in Maryland and New York. Housewives served treats to guests in the shape of vegetables, fruits, and animals thanks to ice cream molds. President George Washington spent $200 for ice cream during the hot summer of 1790 and owned 2 pewter ice cream pots. His eventual successor, President Thomas Jefferson, had a favorite 18-step recipe for an ice cream delicacy that resembled a modern-day baked Alaska. In 1813, First Lady Dolly Madison served a magnificent strawberry ice cream creation at her husband's second inaugural banquet at the White House, though Dolly Madison's favorite flavor of ice cream was oyster. Of course, outside elite circles, whether in Europe or the Americas, few people ever saw, let alone ate, ice cream. That changed during the middle of the 19th century when insulated ice houses began popping up, making it possible to sell ice any time of the year. Manufacturing ice cream became an industry in 1851 under a Baltimore milk dealer named Jacob Fussell. Like other American industries, ice cream production grew stronger because of new inventions like steam power, mechanical refrigeration, electric power, motors, and new freezing processes. In addition, motorized delivery vehicles made it possible to bring ice cream to everybody, and this in turn led to new practices. In 1874, the American soda fountain shop and the profession of the soda jerk emerged with the invention of the ice cream soda. In response to religious criticism for eating what pastors called sinfully rich ice cream sodas on Sundays, vendors simply left out the carbonated water and invented the ice cream sundae in the late 1890s. Ice cream became an edible morale symbol during the wartime years. Most milk went into the war effort, leaving civilians without cream. Yet each branch of the military tried to outdo the others in serving ice cream to their troops. In 1945, the first floating ice cream parlor brought ice cream to sailors in the Western Pacific. When the war ended and dairy product rationing ended with it, America celebrated its victory with ice cream. Americans consumed over 20 quarts of ice cream per person in 1946. From the 1940s through the 70s, ice cream production grew steadily in the United States. As more prepackaged ice cream appeared in supermarkets, traditional ice cream parlors and soda fountains went into decline. They would be replaced by specialty ice cream stores and unique restaurants that feature their own unique dishes. These stores and restaurants are popular with those who remember the ice cream shops and soda fountains of the post-war years, along with new generations of ice cream fans. As American prestige expanded following the Second World War, many countries embraced ice cream as an all-American eat. In Scotland, mayonnaise-flavored ice cream took off in popularity. The Finnish favor pine tar-flavored ice cream made from sap from burnt pine tree wood. A staggering 9% of cow's milk production goes towards ice cream, so the Germans can eat hot curry ice cream, while Jamaicans favor beer-flavored creams. Thanks to ongoing technological advances, frozen dairy production in the United States is more than 6.5 billion pounds today. I hope you enjoyed this episode of The Legendarium. If you did, press like. If you want to see more, press subscribe. And if you've got anything to say, let me know in the comments section. Thanks again for joining me, and I hope that you have a great rest of the day.